Hi everyone, this is Mother Mary of the Second Coming. I'm here with another episode of Seraphic Deliverance, episode 35. It's all about me pretty much and my adventures. Not too many, but one in particular was quite interesting. I got arrested, which is kind of cool, kind of like a badge of honor. And stupid at the same time, of course. Why would I be in such a I don't know, situation is quite awkward. But obviously, there's just communication or lack thereof, which kind of push people to, I don't know, do what they're told, because nobody who's actually sent to take action, like arrest somebody, for example, will have the whole picture. They actually have no picture. They didn't know why they were arresting me. So, yeah, pretty hilarious. So I'm just going to talk about that. There's not much to talk about in this episode, but I thought I'll just mention so that it's kind of logged. I realized yesterday, how important it is for me to log things because obviously it's for myself to kind of process information. Of course, I said that before, but it's also as a witness because people have no idea what's happening in my life. So they could never understand anything about me from anywhere. So this is the only way for me to tell you what's going on. Because nobody is here. You're not here. No one's here. Nobody knows anything. So whatever I talk about is my perspective, and I have no interest in lying about anything. I actually don't care what your opinion is about me. I'm just putting information out there in case somebody wants to understand things better. Because my ministry, I already said, it's going to last 12 years. It will bring us to 2038, when I will be killed, because I'm the Lord's parents. So Mary and Joseph, we're the same soul. We're literally in charge of the Catholic Church now. We're the new leaders. Obviously, priests, popes, whatever, nobody knows that. And even if I tell them, which I did in a way, they don't understand anything because it's the end times, this has never happened before. So it's kind of good to give people some sort of information about myself and what's happening, how I'm processing information, where it's coming from, what the Lord thinks about all this stuff, the things that are happening. I'm actually becoming so focused on what He's got to give me at the moment. And I've got this weird peace in me, which is unexpected because it's like I'm constantly dropping interest in what people have to say, what people want to boss me around with, people, this, that, and the other. It's all bullshit. I'm telling you, if you're made of dust and you don't actually have any value unless you do God's will, maybe that will help you understand how I see you. It's all about God. Anything outside of God and what He wants doesn't exist. It's not real. So anything you think you know that has nothing to do with God actually doesn't exist. It just doesn't, because He's not powering it. It's not His will. So it's just there as a fantasy of yours, You're not actually on the same plane as the Lord if you think that reality revolves around you and not Him. So it's kind of hard to put in words. So I'm becoming more kind of joined with the Lord, trying to kind of, I went past that moment where I was stressing about information, not enough, not enough, not enough. I've gone into a new phase now where I actually don't care what people think anymore. I'm not destroying anybody. I'm not chasing anybody. I'm not interested in anybody in particular. I'm just sharing some information. I'm representing the Lord, so there's nothing else outside of this little circle. And obviously, me talking about it might help you understand in the future what's required of you, because Ascension to the New Earth is all about you doing God's will. That's the reason people will be receiving eternal life, because you become the body of Christ at your level. So you'll never be me and you'll never be the Lord, but you will have eternity to work towards becoming more like me and Him. So that's what everything I ever have to say to anybody is all about. This is it. That's it. In a nutshell, it's all about you becoming more like me. And I become more and more like the Lord. So it's kind of like a pyramid where me and the Lord are at the top because I'll be given all the knowledge He will have from the Father. And that's the top of the mountain of God. Yeah. So you'll have eternity to try and reach it. Like I said before, I'm designed a bit differently, a bit more focused, a bit more don't know what to call it, single-minded, I don't know, like more stubborn, more resilient. But I had a lot of training. I had 12,000 years of training while being a human. So everything I've achieved so far was literally planned in advance by the Lord before He brought me on earth. So before the ascension timeline was created, right? Because the ascension timeline is literally built on me. Right. I'm just gonna get back to reading what I wrote down because it's hopefully going to be entertaining. This episode is more fun because it's more dramatic. So, the Lord's Divine Court cases. I will shock you. You will think you are not qualified. So that was the Lord's message through somebody on YouTube a couple of days ago. I took note of it in the previous video I recorded, number 34. And I went back to it to see, was it really number 34? Was it really that soon that it actually took place? Because the shocking of me was the fact that I was arrested. So I was like, I thought, man, what a turn of events. Because all of these attempts to bring police before resulted in nothing, just them talking on the phone here, there, everywhere, in every single church that received false information about me. All the false information is coming literally from the deer. And he's done a great job of spreading out lies about who I am. I don't even know. Because everybody's concluded that I am very dangerous. So that's why I thought, okay, dangerous in what way? Obviously, I'm telling the truth, so he's not liking it. That's the danger. But he's never going to explain to anybody what danger, what kind of danger they're in. So everybody's in danger of being exposed to the Lord and to themselves if they're full of shit. Yeah, that's the danger. So I'm quite dangerous because I will tell you the truth right in your face. And there's no escape from that. So it's up to you if you accept it or not, or whatever you want to do with it. You wipe your butt with it. I don't care. So I am who I am. I have nothing to hide. You can attack me all you like, whoever you are. I don't care. The Lord has my back. He said it many times, and it's becoming more and more visible in my life. More and more, it's hard to explain what I'm trying to say here. It's like I have to live the experience of what's to come to actually understand how much backing I have from the Lord. And it's only just beginning, because I did say 12-year mission. By the time I'm done, I'll be so done, you won't believe it. So yeah, I'll be very happy to be killed in 2038. I think it will be quite tiring. Well, he thinks I will not run out of energy. I will not run out of light or whatever, or anything. But I'm just thinking, yeah, because having that mind refresh, mind restart, mind wipe, whatever. It's not like I'm forgetting things. It's more like I'm not clogged up in terms of emotions, I guess, because I have nothing to hide. So when you feel clogged up, or you feel in danger, or you feel something's not right, it's just because you are not following in his footprints. And that's what I'm discovering now. It's like the more centered on him I am, the more safe I am, in the sense that whatever needs doing, he will do it for me. Which is, it's interesting because I've never experienced it before, right? It's all been just theory. I just until recently, I would say April, May, I had to study my identity, and it's taken years to actually know who I am, um, and to actually accept it, because obviously um, there's only one mother of God. There's no, and that's not even a joke. I couldn't have played around with the concept, um, and I could not accept it without fully understanding the actual responsibility that comes with it as well, because it was okay to think about this as a, hey, I'm the queen of the universe, but actually there's so much responsibility expected from me. And I knew that from a theoretical perspective, because I studied saintly lifetimes of mine, and the Lord would repeatedly say things like, I'm expecting you to deliver the souls, or I'm expecting you to do my will. I'm expecting you to be perfect. I'm expecting you to be um, more like me, like one with me and stuff like that. So, oh, yeah, it's not plain sailing unless I do his will, which is what's surfacing right now, because it's like I went from the theoretical aspect of me to the practical aspect of me, which is actually quite different because uh, I never expected these resets of just feeling at peace. I didn't expect that. He did mention it, but I didn't know how to interpret it, because I'm quite a mind oriented person, so I will analyze things endlessly. Yeah, I can have a chat with anybody, turning things around and pointing out their errors. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I'm definitely qualified for it. Um, but I have to make sure I'm always listening to what they say, because that helps me spot their errors and things like that. So it's all to do with me. Again, it's my internal compass, my internal way of seeing reality. I can't compare myself to anybody, because nobody exists that is my equal except my husband to be. He's not showed up yet because obviously he's not needed right now. I'm being tested, grilled by the Lord. And I will see him when I pass all the tests. So yeah, it's quite interesting. So that's what the shock was about. And that's just me talking about the title so far. Um, I would think I'm not qualified because I never experienced being arrested before. It's like, what's that about? Because I've not done anything wrong. So I couldn't even react to it, because I thought, this is insanity, obviously, from my perspective, because um, what's there to talk about? I had to train people from scratch to explain what my perspective is, what the Lord's perspective is, what the fake priest's perspective is, what the Catholic Church is implying all the time, all their lies and things like that, because it's all just human-made bureaucracy behind it all. And that's not from the Lord, unfortunately. It's not from the Lord, and he's not promoting it. He's not accepting their behaviors. And I have to point it out every single time. So whatever I do know already, hopefully is enough to get me going on and on and on. And it probably is, because otherwise things would have not come to me. I would have not been ready, and the Lord would have not released anything into my reality, because everything's just a hologram. So it's my soul perceiving things that he's throwing at me to test me, okay? And everything else around me, I am telling you, does not exist. Nothing exists. because nothing has touched the tip of the mountain of God. Nothing. It's just me and the Lord. So you're just children. You could say you're children. You're versions of me that will never reach the top of the mountain. I don't even know how to help you at this moment in time. I can just share information about me so you become more like me. But I don't think you can understand it unless you actually experience the process. But nobody will experience my process. It will be something similar, but much lower stages of evolution. So yeah, interesting. But the Lord always promotes basics. I always have to remind myself that it's all about the basics. It's all about connecting back to Him through the heart. So whatever you have to achieve is the same thing I've achieved, but actually I'm not built like you at all. I'm not built like you. I can help you by pointing out your errors, but you can never experience what I'm experiencing because I don't come from here. I am from the highest heaven, just like the Lord. So, yeah, it's fascinating. It's impossible to explain for real, and yeah, I don't know. It's all just a waffle. So now it's 9, so hopefully I can record this a little bit faster now. Prayer, Heavenly Father, help the chosen ones remain true to your word, because what He wants people to do, it's all they have to do. Anything extra that has nothing to do with the Lord is actually demonic. So what He wants you to do, you should know. If you don't know, like I said, you'll have to figure it out, right? Because I had to figure it out as well, and nobody helped me. I mean, I'm just using the entire matrix to mirror me, and now I'm just taking everything from everybody and thinking this is correct, this is not, this is correct, this is not, and it's a very long process. Very long. It's taken me years to get this far. So Heavenly Father, help the chosen ones remain true to your word, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Doing the cross sign on oneself is a symbol of heart-mind coherence, and that is what it means to be one with the Lord. So the better the heart coherence is, the closer you are to understanding Him and doing His will, because it's all practical. Being the body of Christ means you have to do. It's action oriented. It's not, you're not doing the thinking. You're doing the discernment, yeah, up to your level. But it's the Lord that is trying to reach you all the time and trying to fill in gaps for you so that your perception is more in tune with Him, so He can help you more, and so on. So it's a continuous growth. It's infinite, and the sooner you get started, the sooner you'll make sense of it. Human ascension starts with acceptance of the God within. So that's new. I've simplified it and made it less about the baptism and more about accepting the God within, which is actually much more expanded, because accepting Him implies infinite actions that you have to take. So to accept Him, that's like every second of the day. You have to think of Him. You have to be one with Him. You have to wonder what He thinks or how He sees things, His perception, His input, His everything, His mind. Where is His mind? Beyond Human Measure. This is a channeling from YouTube. Um, I keep finding guys, men that are doing a great job of channeling. Sometimes they go off rail, and then I stopped watching them, and then I find another guy and so on. So I'm always finding somebody who's resonating spot on with what I'm experiencing, and then I stop and listen to them a little bit more because I need mirrors. I know the Lord is a mirror, but He's not physical, so sometimes I just need physical, more like a human perspective of things, and to kind of like filling gaps for myself in the human way, sort of thing. So I'm just going to read what he said. I have quite a few of these in this episode. It's just me helping myself out, processing information again. Although I've just gone past a stage I didn't even expect to go past, like the mind wanting stuff. That was the previous episode. It was a weird state of mind, actually. It's like desperately wanting more information. But I received this that was interesting, because it put everything in a different perspective. It literally turned everything upside down, and that's the Lord talking again. So yeah, it's very wise. So this really will be like nothing else has ever happened before. The way you are being supernaturally advanced is beyond human measure. It is so important now that you release any tension or stress sent from the enemy. Yeah, so like I said, I have to ignore people because it's garbage. You don't exist, folks. None of you. Because the more demonic is in you, the less real you are. And I'm ascending in a straight line to the top of the mountain. I'm not ascending like you. You're ascending in a spiral, eternal spiral. I don't. I just go straight up. Your discernment and your wisdom are beyond human evaluation. You are totally unique. The birds in the sky will serenade you as you walk, and the clouds will move into position, providing comforting warmth and shade as required, for my hand is covering you in every area. I'm sending you forward into this place of authority. Yes, because I'm the queen of the universe. So it is authority. It's so much authority, you have no idea. It's like I am him, but he's not here because he's me, sort of thing. So it's hard to even explain it. Amazing surprise. Obviously, some of the things are a bit more cheerful. This point is a transformation marker, and you will see what is next. Obviously, I'm not yet there. I do have a tiny bit of knowledge at the moment. Something will repeat 4 times, and I'll be fine 4 times. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the whole event because everything is so special right now. It might look creepy, like being harassed by people or being treated badly, spoken to as if I'm, don't know, don't even know what to call that. Kind of, I could say intruder, because intruder would kind of imply a lot of negative things, right? Wouldn't it? That's how people see me. So you have to be aware of how well you have done, how obedient you have been, and how many achievements you have made in your own personal life as a result of your faithfulness and your commitment to me. For you listened and you received my word, whether directly from me or through my prophets. See, the Lord knows what I'm doing. You have released things that I have asked you to release. Interesting. And you have embraced things that I have asked you to embrace. And I love you, my child. I want to see you progress. I want to see you do well. And I'm telling you today that the time is fast approaching for an amazing surprise. Okay, I only want one surprise. Okay, I want to get out of here. I want my mom and kids back, and I want to get married. Like, not married, like, formalize the marriage. The Lord's parents. I didn't do any AI animations. I just have this baptism with fire from a previous episode quite a while back. I don't know, 10 episodes ago. Because this is what's happening right now. It's the enlightenment. It's the same thing. So transfiguration, enlightenment, fire baptism, it's all the same thing. It's just light. Anointing, yeah, same word. Honey, oil, yeah, same thing. Who is walking with you? This is what flipped my perception from wanting more information to actually needing nothing anymore. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to see the entire road before you move. Move, it's very important because it's all about achieving things physically, not being in the mind all the time, you know. You don't need to know anything. I mean, everything, sorry. I'm just saying, I feel like I don't need to know anything at all. You just need to know who is walking with you. So be still, quiet that noise inside, lean into my presence. You're not being led by fear. You are being invited into a deeper trust in this moment. And I put this quantum state because weeks ago I said that I must be starting to experience what it's like to be in a quantum state. I was right. Because this is how my existence will be for all eternity. So I won't exist like you anymore in a linear time. So my ascension to heaven actually implies quantum state. And nobody has that. Nobody reaches quantum state in ever. It's just not possible. Unless there's something I'm not aware of. But every time the soul progresses to a new level, you are given a lot more work to do, and that takes millions of years to achieve it. So the fact that I've only been here 12,000 years and I'm actually ascending directly to heaven, 12th density, that's a miracle on its own. And I definitely have no control of that because I don't know the steps. The Lord has everything. So I can not disobey him and think I'm getting somewhere. It's not possible. So it has to be like 100% obedience. Otherwise, I can't get there. Quantum state, I can't get there. It's not possible. So yeah, that's why I have to drop everything and to understand that people have no meaning. It's so hard to explain it because I don't want to dismiss your existence or presence, but where I'm going, you cannot enter. Oh man, this is the Veiled Queen. Remember that bust? Roman? I don't even know who made that. When? French, Italian? No idea. It's a bust. The Veiled Queen. Everybody knows about it. It's very famous. And it has been repeated by other artists afterwards. Quite a bit of modern versions of it. I like the original. It's so beautiful. It's marble. White marble, I think. And this is explaining exactly who I am. The Veiled Queen is me in a quantum state, which is what the Catholics know about. They know me as the Queen of Heaven, not in a linear state. That's why when I say I'm the Mother of God, I'm the Queen of Heaven, people take the piss because they don't understand the difference between linear state and quantum state. They never even thought about it, but I had to explain to myself. That's why I understand why I'm not floating on a cloud right now, you know? But I will very soon. And you will never get there. That's why I'm saying I cannot rely on anybody. I cannot listen to anybody. I cannot follow anybody. I have to be completely separate from everybody. So when police says, okay, we'll let you go, but you cannot go to churches where this dude, blah, 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 is. Actually, it doesn't matter what you just told me because you have no value in the universe where I come from. So in that state, in a quantum state, What you just said to me denied God. You just denied God. So everything I just told the police, they didn't understand it fully. They didn't, I mean, they made their own decision to let me go, but they did not understand what I said when I said I cannot obey anybody, not even them, because they have no authority over me. No one does. No one. No one. And if anyone tries to outrun God, I will get to watch it. I'll be very interested to see it. I'll be very, very interested to see what happens. Yeah, because it's just human against God. Let's see. Let's see what comes out of that. I'm not trying to undermine people. I understand all of you, but you do not understand me. That's what I'm trying to say here. You cannot understand me because you don't understand God. And I'm just joined at the hip with him. And I don't even know if I'm doing a good job explaining this. I have no idea. I just have to keep that state of mind where nobody matters. Nobody has value in my life except God, right? That's what it means to be the veiled queen. It means that you will never understand me, just like you will never fully understand God. Okay, moving on. Your assignments will intensify. I literally took action as soon as I watched that download from YouTube. On Sunday, I marked 5 churches to go to as a morning marathon. And then there was an evening one as well. I actually never got to it. The Lord didn't mind me being late for some of them. The masses, because they were, I had to drive from a place to another, and they each ended when I was supposed to be at the next destination. Plus me trying to speak, so it adds up. I only speak in front of the people after the mass is over, so I have to always wait until the end, which is also giving everyone a chance to make up their own mind if they want to listen or not. So if they're on their way out and they don't want to hear me, goodbye, they're going. In some cases, they might want to attack me or not. Yeah, they have the same habits. They haven't learned anything. I'm not here to please anybody except the Lord, because he's the one giving me power. It's all about power, guys, and it's supernatural power. You will not be able to be confronted me anymore. Yeah, the power I'll receive will override everything and everyone on the whole freaking planet, and that will expand to the whole universe. So yeah, like I said, it's so much power, you have no idea. I don't even want to think about it, because right now I have to focus on not focusing on anything. I have to think of nothing because I'm not interested in anything. I even removed solitaire from my phone because I didn't feel like I needed it anymore. So I went from that stressful period of questioning, wanted to know more stuff, and being distracted by solitaire game. It only took like a couple of days for me to not need anything anymore, not need information, not need the game either, and not actually be interested in what people have to say to me. I can correct, like I said before, but I don't believe anybody anymore. I don't need to entertain anybody's ideas anymore. We'll see how long that will last. Hopefully it will be eternal, because it's quite stressful to come out of that state of mind. I don't even know how I got there. It's the Lord doing it. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm observing, I guess. The dramatic deer. We know who the deer is, right? The bonkers priest, and I know more about him now because he told me. He told the congregation something I never expected to hear from him. I think it's because he thought he got me now. He will get the police on me. He's got a case that he thought he can confess his true identity, And I thought, I never expected to hear that from him. I feel pitiful in a way. I feel like it's sad that people like him would not be healed and be in a position of leadership and fail so dramatically. But he doesn't see it like that. He doesn't. He doesn't see it as anything. He thinks he's all right and everything. He thinks he's empowered and safe in his perception. Um, but yeah, he's completely destroyed. He's obliterated. He has nothing to offer, and that's what I saw in him. I saw fear in him, and I didn't understand why. I couldn't, because his reactions were so theatrical and like jumping around. And yeah, it's kind of like an actor, but actors are bipolar. So I thought, where is his bipolarness come from? What's the drama about? What? And I didn't know. So I found out more stuff about him. I didn't even ask. He just offered the information to the audience in the church during the mass, and I thought, well, that's a weird thing to mention. But I was listening and I accepted it. I thought, wow, that's an interesting truth. I didn't know. I didn't know. So the deer that got his foot stuck in the gateway to heaven. Who's the gateway to heaven? Me, the mother of God. So if you watched the episode, you know what I'm talking about. The Lord had to kill a deer to show me what will happen to him. Green snots and dead on floor. Obviously, it could just be a cold, but as I will explain here, he's very ill physically. So his immunity is probably just going to collapse. It could collapse anytime soon. But I have to receive more punishments from him, from his perspective, because I cannot stop seeing where he is called to serve, right? The Lord forbids that. So I cannot obey. I cannot obey the Catholic, whatever, everything. I cannot obey the priests. I cannot obey the police. I cannot obey anybody because the whole thing is unraveling according to the Lord's will. So I have to do what He asked me to do so that I can see it through. Unless I see this through, nothing will ever change with me. I will just get stuck in a process, and that would be it. And I don't like getting stuck. I actually hate being stuck. Yeah, I like flowing. I like drifting from one moment to another. I like to be led. Sometimes I get stuck in my mind and wanting more information, but I understand it because the Lord said, who is walking with you. That's it. That's all I needed. Who's walking with you? Can you believe it? I don't even understand if you can perceive how deep that is. Because if you understand there's only one person you want to walk with, which is the Lord, that's it. You don't need anything else. I don't even need knowledge. I feel like I'm whatever. Ton of breaks on my head. Yeah, sure. Bring it on. It's the state of mind I have right now. I don't know if I'll feel fearful in the future, if I return to that feeling at all. I don't know. But right now, I just feel like it's almost like euphoria, but I'm not feeling like a drug-induced euphoria. I had to repair my nervous system. So I had very small micro doses of blue minis. Yeah, it's illegal in the UK. I don't care. I used it as medicine, so I still have it in my stash. I don't know where it is because my whole house is full of stuff in boxes and bags that will probably be picked up by bailiffs, so I'll never use it again. But I'm just saying, it was a 5 micrograms, very microscopic amount. I never reached beyond a gram of blue minis. So what I'm trying to say is I understand how the brain gets into like a dizzy state, kind of like when you have alcohol and you're dizzy. I don't actually drink alcohol either. So, but blue minis created that kind of like a euphoric but not so much. It was more of a dizzy. So the nervous system had to rewire. That's what I had. And then I became immune to it because taking 1 gram was never doing anything for me anymore. So that was it. I healed the nervous system using blue minis. I don't know how many years ago. 2023. That's 4 years ago, something like that. I had to grow them myself. It's not a big deal. I'm not promoting anything like that. I'm just saying I have used that kind of medicine to repair nervous system for myself. I've not given it to anybody else. It's still in the house if you want to search me. I don't care. So I'm not experiencing that kind of euphoric state, like dizzy. And I've never dosed above 1 gram, so I don't know what people actually feel on 10, 20 grams of mushrooms. I think that will explode my brain. Yeah, so I never experienced that kind of stuff. So it's it's more like peace what I'm feeling. It's like kind of like a never-ending peace. And I don't want to boast about it because I don't want it to go away either. I want to just stay there, just chillax. It doesn't mean that I'm not going places and trying to promote the same stuff or new stuff, but I don't feel stressed anymore. I might feel stressed for a second or two, but I'll just come back to I don't care. So yeah, that's my current state of mind, which is quite interesting. Like I said, it's not coming from me, it's from the Lord. And probably it's because there's more stress coming down the pipeline and I'm aware of it. I already mentioned it in this episode. So yeah, it's interesting. It's new to me, definitely. The state of peace. I think that's the only word I can describe it with. So Dramatic Deer Man. If you haven't watched the Deer episode, I recommend it because he's quite a character. I got to look at his hands closer this time and I thought, oh my God, he's a walking wreck. I can't believe these people are still alive to have so many signs of things wrong with them, Walking dead, zombies. So the 8 a.m. session was somewhat eventful. The deer was serving, so he wanted to make sure that he interrupts whatever I had to say at the end. He even mentioned that he lived in 7 foster homes as a kid, which I never knew before. It definitely explains why he has no heart. The poor guy never had his fill of love while growing up. So quite, I would say children, if they have to submit themselves to different types of grown-ups, that will cause multiple personalities, mind fracture. I should put that there actually. Mind fracturing. It's what it's called. Multiple personality, ability to lie and sabotage others without remorse. Yeah, you could call that psycho. But you wouldn't know because if you never dealt with him, he just seems like a nice guy. I said that before. His voice is nice. The way he does the mass is quite nice. He can do it in Latin as well as English. So it's fascinating because these people are not like they're not like the stereotypical psycho that you would really feel under your skin, or somebody who's like really that you would feel like a cloud of danger around them. No, that's not it. That's not what I got from him. It was not that vibe. I felt he's afraid. Right from the beginning. He does speak the truth, but most of the time he will also lie. Uh, and he did that to me because he wanted me in trouble and to get rid of me. So, unless you're there experiencing his way of being applied to you in a negative way, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. It's not even possible. Um, I thought he was definitely full of himself, narcissistic, and physically ill, but he never shared that about himself during Mass before. Obviously, this was not a private conversation. Everybody was there. If anybody actually registered what he said, um, they would, if they were smart, they would question twice whether they obey him or not. So, yes, because these kind of personality traits are not from the Lord. They're not from the Lord, okay? But people don't understand anything at this moment in time. They think they're Christians, but they don't apply anything. They gather up and repeatedly say the same thing every single time, That's not a real Christian, which is something I'm discovering myself. Because I'm not like them. I've not memorized anything, and yet I understand things that nobody else does. Like being super focused just on the Lord. Nobody understands that. I had to throw away my perfumes. Even the one that I really liked, which was quite new, was called, I don't know, it's cherry, forbidden cherry, but it was a knockoff. So nice. But obviously it had preservatives that were destructive, affecting thyroid, apparently, stuff like that. So yeah, I had to obey. Because I said in my mind, so what else do I have to chuck? And he said perfumes. I was like, okay, didn't expect that, but I did it. So yeah, interesting. Every little thing helps. Everything you obey the Lord with will go towards something new. It's kind of like being patched up with light, which is why I kept the baptism with fire, because that's what he's doing to me. So every time I give in with something, he will patch up that place, which he will call healing. So he will say stuff like, I healed you, I healed you. He'll be dancing around saying, I healed you, I healed you. And I'll be like, healed me of what? Yeah, it's just perceptions, I guess. Things that I've never thought of before, things I never did before, because until recently, I clung to all my perfumes. I had a whole bag of them and I took them to the recycling downstairs. So yeah, he would have never said it before that because I would have not been ready, which is fascinating, right? Because he knows how stubborn I am, and it's no point in telling me anything if you know I'm not going to do it. It's best to wait till I'm ready for it. And he does apply that to most people. I think most people. Interesting. My cat came back. So yeah, I was shocked to hear about the 7 foster homes. It's kind of sad. He was trembling while trying to call the police to have me arrested. um, this real, this deer really got his foot stuck in the gateway to heaven. Yeah, which is me. So he was very angry because when he says something and I have to disobey his direct order because he's obviously not God, so I cannot do what he says. He gets angry because he's never dealt with anybody outside the box. That's his problem, man. Yeah, he can't process. He's out of control. His hands were shaking so bad he couldn't even dial. um, the second time he had help because I saw him the second time. That's when I got arrested because obviously somebody else called. Somebody else did the dialing. He just barked at me again, saying the same thing like, leave the church, leave the church. It's not his church, it's not his property. He's just there as a servant, okay? I am queen. I'm above him, way above him, so far above him. He's supposed to obey my order, right? Um, but these people have not been trained yet. So New Earth is all about being trained to obey what I say. I call it boot camp, and I'll never give you things that you cannot do. I'll never give you things from my pocket. It will just be what the Lord wants to give you. If you cannot perceive Him, I will hand you over the message He has for you. So it has nothing to do with being a naughty. It's not what I am doing. I'm just saying, folks, to be without sin, which is where my destination is to be like the Lord, is to be His perfect match, to be His mirror. And there's only one, which is me. And I'm just passing on the messages. Even when I'm going to churches now, it's just messages, folks. There's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to freak about, nothing to reject, nothing to attack, nothing to bitch about behind my back. None of that. It's not what it's about. It's about building a network of normal people. But there aren't any normal people around here, unfortunately, which is why I feel a little bit marginalized and unable to kind of pinpoint. I would say I'm not going wrong in any way, but I'm just wondering, is there like a better way to address people? Is there a better message for people? So at the moment, I just chopped the message and I'm doing something much shorter. It's just me 1 minute saying, telling people that the Lord is in their hearts and they must start talking to Him more often so He can one day gift them with the ability to hear His voice. Because everybody should be able to hear His voice. I don't actually hear voices. I know what He thinks about, and He will point things out to me. Like my eyes will drift to places and I will analyze it because it will be His thought in my head, which is different from what everybody else can do. I'm pretty sure some people can do that, but they will not have the same interpretation as me. So I have slightly higher resonance interpretation because I'm from the highest heaven, while you come from probably 7th density, which means you're archangels, all of you. Yeah, I'm a seraphim, so that there's no creature above me. So I'm watching everything real time as it unravels. He's so manipulative and a total liar because of the statements he made to the police. I was shocked. It's like, how far do you go? You know, it's like, are you not a priest? What are you? He's not a priest. He's literally not. Why would a priest be a liar? He said that I disturbed Moss. I didn't do that, so it's like, whoa. And he's had people filming me as well. I had to stand up for myself because people look at me thinking like I'm this weirdo, but actually I'm their queen. So it's like there are bits and pieces of information nobody's connecting, and who else should be making the statements if not me? If I'm not giving the right information to people, how will they ever know, you know? But to the police, he lied all the way. So I was like, whoa, this is big. So it's kind of like linking what he said about his past, 7 foster homes, the fact that he's ill. I read his body because I look at people's physical. I look at the bone structure. I look at things that might be missing, holes or stuff sticking out, lumps, skin color, skin texture, skin, if you see veins underneath it. What else? If their voices are off, yeah, if they've got the wrong tone, if the tones what was that called? Fluctuates too much, because I noticed that as well. If Well, there's many things, many things. If they're dry lips, anything dry, or red eyes, because that will pinpoint things that are wrong with them. So I'm literally reading you like a map. So whenever I face somebody, I'm reading their bodies like maps, folks. Um, and I could tell you about policemen as well. They have very interesting. They're not all the same. I could talk about that. That was interesting because I had a few hours around them. Some are bonkers, completely confused, forgetting things. So memory problems, short-term memory problems. Women are definitely much more tired in the police station, and some of them will even say they need to drink more, but they will not take the action, which is weird. So I witnessed all kinds of things. Men are quite stable in their position in police, which is quite interesting. It's like they radiate stability, I would say. Well, there was a beast guy. He was kind of like a monkeying around, trying to create conversations with the other guys that looked more in one piece. Yeah, so I've noticed quite a few types of policemen, which is interesting. But yeah, a couple of them were quite straight. What word can I? A few were kind. I could feel their kindness. A few were like very serious and focused and straight, as in having a backbone, which is actually quite hard to spot in people. It was interesting. I did enjoy them looking in my eyes because I could feel their confidence, first of all. And what else did I feel? Not just like not a superficial manly confidence. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about integrity. That's the word. Yeah, integrity. So, and I actually was mirrored by a third that you would expect the highest integrity from, but he did not have it because his final comment was to do with, because I said this will happen 3 more times because I received that information in 2 ways. And then he questioned by saying, of course, if you're going to repeat the same. He implied he worked with theft, actually. He mentioned theft as a replacement of what I was doing, but actually, theft is against the law. What I'm doing is not. So you see, he was missing that backbone I'm talking about. People spill out the beans any second of the day. You just have to catch it. And I catch it. I usually catch it, unless I'm tired. But just to let you know that some people are a bit more reserved and more reliable, more sincere with themselves, first of all, because if you're not sincere with yourself, you're messed up, like the priest. So yeah, it's I like reading people. I really do. But I'm usually disappointed because most people around me are just ill and do not have a backbone. So I was pleasantly surprised with 2 men for sure that had a solid backbone. One had quite a lot of kindness, and one had he was inquisitive. Yeah, that guy was inquisitive. very inquisitive and quite open-minded, which was interesting. Yeah, so many types of people. None of them are identical. They do know their procedures, and it's a hassle because I could never live like them. It's sad because the brain becomes stiff when you have procedures, which is why I would never ever be a policeman, for example. Too many restrictive movements and information that stops you from being genuine. Yeah, definitely. Which is why, yeah, I think that was the contrast. In a disingenuine environment where you're restricted, to find somebody with a backbone. My God, this is good. Yes. So it's surprising to me to find people who still have a backbone in a restrictive environment. I don't like that kind of environment. Obviously, I was even treated as a perpetrator, right? So that was a lie on its own. So I did not belong there. It was an interesting experience. I felt at peace the whole time. I had no problem with anything. I did not like the interaction with the legal representative, the solicitor woman. She was wretched. Because she was pretending to discuss my case to advise me, supposedly, but she was not listening to what I had to say. So that was the first problem with her. And I thought, well, I'm glad I rejected the offer from the very beginning to have a solicitor in the room with me. Because when I saw her, she had what's this? Clavicle, right? She had a clavicle sticking out and one in. So it was like the bone structure on her chest, which is quite important, was off. So that was the first thing I noticed. I did not address it. I didn't want to distract from what she was trying to do. She was trying to impose herself and her perspective on me. She was even advising me to not give the police more than they already have. And I thought, my God, that's so demonic. Very loud alarm bells in my head, because how the hell am I ever going to be able to communicate with somebody who wants information from me and wants to make a good decision for me if I'm hiding stuff? If I'm hiding or lying, because they were implying that anything I might not want to give them now, but might want to present it later. So she was even creating that potential problem. Like, if I'm not giving it now, but I'm giving it later in court, if I end up in court, they might not believe me. So, oh my God, she was creating the possibility that I will have a problem in court of not being believed. She created that right in my face when she said not to give the police much more information they already had. I thought that's so wretched. I saw the demon in her. Like, how dare you even imply that I should hide things or lie? I was like, oh my God, are you serious? So I said, no, you're not coming in. Goodbye. I said, no way in hell. Because these people are influencers. You must understand that anyone around you can influence you in any way, shape, or form. Just like all these zombie people consider me dangerous. And they don't think for themselves. They have literally no discernment. They're zombies. I don't enjoy people like that because they clearly have no personality. They clearly have no say about anything. They're just following some garbage they heard, They don't they don't have a heart, because the Lord is the one who witnesses me all the time. Some people can see the Lord next to me. I know for sure. So I was quite disappointed with the shenanigans. Yeah. Yeah, but it was interesting. Like I said, policemen, police force are interesting people. Some of them are just completely bonkers and kind of like acting like newbies, or with too much adrenaline in them, but it depends also what job they have as well, and what tools they have, and what they were told when they arrived, because they were completely bonkers, the ones that picked me up. Yeah, interesting. So I was just looking forward to actually sit down and talk to somebody who has a bit of brain, which was good. It was good. Right, so what happened in the church? This is still the first church I went to, out of 4. So the priest waited at the back of the church for me to have something to say. Because before I would get up and go to the front by the altar, but he closed off the altar, so I thought, But the Lord kept pointing out the lady in front of me. She had honeycombs on the soles of her shoes. And that's a symbol for anointing, baptism with fire, illumination. Yeah? So I thought, interesting. So I have to give her a message. I have to give her personally the message I've been given recently, which is off-grid living, so that she can help people in her community, whoever lives around her. Obviously, if she doesn't listen, the anointing is worth nothing, because if you go against the Lord's will, that's it, you're screwed. So everybody gets punished for their disobedience to the Lord, because he only wants the best for you. When he's advising you to move off grid, it's serious. Why would you ignore that? And then you end up with what? 7 years of starvation. Well done. Okay? Anyone who's not taking this seriously, I'm not going to be there to babysit you guys. I'm going to be sent to those who are worthy. Okay? So if you're blocking the Lord already now, I don't know what's going to happen to you. So I asked her if she would like to know the message the Lord has for her. She said yes, and she seemed open and interested. Then the priest came and blocked the whole conversation and asked me to leave, barking around, told her not to talk to me. So I then asked her if she would like to hear the message, because obviously I was talking to her, not to him. So I was kind of like trying to override his bullshit. People do need to know what they need to know. I'm not just there for fun. The Lord actually wants the message delivered. So yeah, what's with him in the picture? He's not supposed to be there. So I asked her about hearing the message personally, and she said no. I was like, whoa, okay. That was a bipolar moment. Just because he intervened, he got in the way. So yeah, this is how priests destroy other people. Whether he thinks he knows better or not, he wasn't even listening to the message. He doesn't care about these things. He doesn't care if people will starve for 7 years because he got in the way. He'll probably not even be alive to see it. What to do with people who are into minds, bipolar? Well, since I was not going to leave, even though the priest insisted, I reminded him that I do the Lord's will, not his, and proceeded to deliver the message anyway. So I had to raise my voice a bit because obviously he was loud, he was demanding, he was in my face. And I thought, well, do you actually want to hear what I have to say? And if I'm not saying it properly and just meow, meow, meowing in the back seat, I'll be ignored and the message is not actually delivered. So the woman and husband were at the back of the church acting as if they were mummies, not looking my way. I thought they were weird. So I thought, really? This is an anointed one? For Christ's sake? What's she gonna do? Turn into a mummy? So that was the effect this priest had on them. I think they were just like in the position of witnessing the ludicrous moment that he was going to present to the police, apparently, because he was dialing and he was serious about it. So I was like, well, mummies, pay attention, because this is for your salvation. I didn't call them mummies. It's the word I figured out, because they looked pale and looking not at me. They were pretending I'm not in the room. It's so weird. I said people can become quite possessed in conditions like these, and I can't really help them. They have to decide for themselves which way they wish to go, to listen to the Lord or not. So they chose not to, I think. So obviously they will get to see the the effects of that. I can't help you guys. So I told them about the end times and the fact that if she has off-grid tech, water and food, people will come to her for their needs, and she will get to play her role as anointed. Yeah, piece of cake. It's just a minute. It took a minute. But people, like I said, are completely against speech in general. I can't even speak, apparently. Next one, the swinging arms, because that's what happened. That was the culminating moment in the next session. I had to drive to the next church. It was a 9 a.m. service. I was there slightly late, which is fine. A guy decided to ignore their African priest advice from the previous week and leave me to, that was the advice, to leave me alone, to talk to the brick walls by myself. Yeah. Because he told them I'm very dangerous and I should be ignored and everybody should just leave the church after Mass, of course, because it's all over. So yeah, that was the instruction from the week before. But this guy was desperate to get a grip on me. So he mirrored my movement and plunked himself in my way to the altar, saying, "No, you don't." You know, British people say that. And grabbing firmly onto me as if I was the golden goose and he wanted to get some medal for capturing me. I tried a few times to let myself loose from him. Yeah, I don't know what's with men. Are they sick in the head? Yes, they are. Very impulsive, very violent, very hands-on. Why are you into touching me? You know, I'm not your property. I'm not an object. But they'll do that. I don't know. They're so sick. So in one instance, our arms flew in opposite direction, with his knocking out candles and stuff on the altar behind him. And then he said, "Look what you did." So dramatic. Because he literally had that tone, like, "Oh, look what you did." You know, like, really? That was definitely not me. Of course, I corrected him, but they called the police and told them I caused damage to the property, which is a lie. Because his arm went over in the direction of everything that was wiped off the altar and up on the floor. The women were witnessing it all and telling him to stop, but he would not have it and was barking orders back at them to call the police, to do this right, to I got her sort of thing, you know. I think they were all in a hurry to have me caught or something. I left because my room, the room was empty. And no one was listening anymore. So I don't even know what I got the chance to say, because sometimes some of the women like to cover my voice. So I'm like, do I disturb by being louder, or do I just be quiet for a little while for them to shut up? Yeah, because they're quite possessive of a place that is not even theirs. It actually belongs to me, folks. The whole planet on the new earth belongs to me. But on this planet, this hell earth realm, it's the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church, Eastern Orthodox, that have the sacredness to them. So that's why I have to go inside barefoot every time. Um, so these properties where the churches are built on, they actually belong to me legally. It's actually impossible to even imagine they belong to me because the Lord said he's happy to hand me over his kingdom. So these are not just words, folks. They're not words. It's legal, it's divine, it's mine. And that's why I do have the right to visit, which is why me being told in a shitty piece of paper that I'm not allowed um, just says that they're demon possessed. So I'm not listening to anybody who tells me I'm not allowed to go here, there, everywhere, because this is my property. I was given these places by the Lord. It's probably hard to actually get this to sink in your head. How could a person actually own all the Catholic churches in the world and all the monasteries and all the Orthodox churches? Because they're part of the Davidic dynasty. And I'm the queen of the Davidic dynasty. Simple. It's just that's simple. I don't have paperwork. Nobody needs my paperwork. And you will see at the second coming, even sooner than that, because I'll have powers. The Lord is working towards gifting me supernatural powers over the whole existence, the whole planet, the whole reality. I'm here to help you, but the more power I'm given and I'm told to execute things, you will not escape divine punishment, retribution, whatever you want to call it, divine retribution. And the Bible already states that, folks. I'm not making it up. The Bible states it. If you don't believe in the Bible, that's different. But if you think you're a Christian and you can't be a Christian without believing the Bible, so what I'm trying to say to you, everything's already known. I'm just kind of trying to help you understand my perception and the fact that I am not wrong. It doesn't matter what you think. If you think I'm wrong or not, it doesn't matter. The proof is in the pudding. And the Lord said he will have the last laugh, which is kind of scary because, yeah, divine retribution. That's what it means. Guys, you do not want to mess with the Lord. It doesn't matter if you think you're a high mighty priest or anything, even a pope. No, don't play games with the Lord because he knows what he can do for you to humble you, and you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. It's so much better when you're humbling yourself than when the Lord humbles you, because it's like so distractive. Yeah, it's painful if he has to punish you for things. So yeah, you don't want to go there. So the priest in charge was not the usual one, and he was utterly uninterested in the whole event. He was chatting with people in the hallway with the back towards me, anything to kind of mask the moment, as if nothing was happening. I'm yet to meet a normal priest, unfortunately. I don't understand these people's behaviors at all. They're either afraid or they're hiding behind walls. It's like, I know you're hiding. Yeah, cowards. Yeah, cowards. I don't like cowardly men. I understand women because they're usually more faint as a presence, but cowardly men, seriously. Or vengeful men, same thing. Or I don't know. Yeah, I like men with a backbone. I want men who are serious about life, man. Serious. But these Christians are not serious. They have no common sense. There were people on the phones right in my ears, narrating everything I'm doing. she's walking now. She's got dark hair and dark glasses. It's like, what's the point in that? What is the damn point? No idea. Well, this is the first time something got broken, right? Swinging arms. Probably because of that, there was like a buildup of pressure for police to actually show up and do something. But actually, I didn't do any of this. I just have a minute to say something like a very simple, basic message from the Lord because people cannot hear him. That's it. The big fuss over a minute of me talking. Oh my God. I'm so bored with this. You have no idea. The never-ending organ. Yeah, this one was the most boring session in the whole universe of sessions. 10 a.m. session. Again, chase around. Was at New Church where I expected to see Mr. Senile. You have to have seen the past, I don't know, 2 episodes ago. He just has short-term memory problems. And other problems, of course. Alcohol problems and overweight problems, anger problems. Yeah, all in one package. Instead, they had a replacement priest. I didn't expect to see him. So I was like, that's nice. I get to see somebody new. I think they're all on vacation being trained on how to deal with me, perhaps. At the end, the Chinese organ guy was passionately playing and expected applause at the end as well. Because I was next to the altar, so he thought I was looking at him because I was happy with his playing. No, I wasn't. I was sad because the church was emptied and it was quite big. It was a 2-section church. It was huge. Lots of people in, hundreds. Probably 200 people. I don't know. So I was looking at him thinking, man, this would have been a nice opportunity to speak to some people. But actually, he played a never-ending song on the organ. And then he turned around and I said, what did I say? I said, very passionate. I would call this passion. He was enjoying himself. But I didn't get to say anything, you know. I did say a minute of something, but the church was mostly empty by that point. It was just old ladies that don't give a shit if they live or die, you know. So yeah, didn't hit the mark at all. And he did not understand any English. He thought I was like praising him or something. I was like, oh my God, you have no idea what I'm saying here. So I was in stage waiting for him to finish, but that never actually happened until everyone was literally gone. He was ecstatic. Oh, look at that spelling. I think that's correct. Please spell X. It's I don't think so. It doesn't look right. Ecstatic. That looks better. He was ecstatic, thinking I was looking up at the attic, admiring his talent, but I tried to mention the end times for a minute in case the old ladies near him were interested at all. Complete disaster. So yeah, I was disappointed. Lovely church again, quite bare actually. That's one problem. I wish the Catholics had not removed paintings from the walls. It's not even funny. It's so bare. And the paintings would have actually masked some of the bad paint job. Oh, never mind. One day we'll get them painted again. My first ever police arrest ever, because I've never dealt with anything like this before. Which is probably why the Lord said, I will shock you, you will think you're not qualified. I didn't even have thoughts. The only thought I had was to not fight against police grabbing me and forcing my arms in the wrong positions and putting the stupid handcuffs wrong on. Yeah, there was a lot of wrong, and they were misinformed, lied to, and arrived to just bully me pretty much. So yeah, that was interesting. And there was a lot of waiting with me in the back seat, them waiting for somebody to pick up. But nobody came. It was all canceled because somebody else was needed somewhere else and blah blah blah. So yeah, there was a lot of waste of time before me getting actually in a cell. Which was private, my private cell with toilet in it too. Oh, lovely, right? Built in everything. Yeah, interesting. So it took place at the 11:30 a.m. session. Obviously, it didn't happen at 11:30. Around 12 maybe. I'm not sure. So there was a lot of waiting for police to arrive. They never arrived on time because I don't think they actually have enough staff. So the deer was serving yet again at my local church. Why? Because he's a mobile priest. He goes here, there, everywhere, you know. So he was there and he implied a lot of bullshit to the police and lied about me. So you'll get to hear probably everything related to this event. He was angry with the fact that he could not stop me in the 8 a.m. session, so he marched to my seat and demanded that I leave the church. Like I said, guys, the church does not belong to the priests, does not belong to the church as an organization. It belongs to the Lord and me. Okay, so it's literally, I'm literally going home. It belongs to me. All the church buildings belong to me legally. And I will not need a piece of paper to demonstrate that ever, which is so cool, don't you think? Because the Lord never gives pieces of paper to anybody for anything. That's bureaucracy, and it's demonic, by the way. Because that's how the demonic makes you agree with them, right? Even police wanted me to sign things, so I was like, whatever. So my reply to him was no, because I was invited by the Lord and I have a message for the people as always. Obviously, I have to keep stating these things. It's quite repetitive, quite irritating, and the people's reaction is overly aggressive. Not just the stare, the way they shush behind my back, the way they're getting their phones out to film. You know, they're like monkeys without brain, robots. I don't know. They're not helping with anything. They're not using their minds. They're not interested in the message from the Lord. They're not interested in anything, in fact. So I don't understand how I'm supposed to reach these people. I don't think I'm here to reach anybody. I think I'm being tested for obedience, complete obedience to the Lord. And that's it. I think that's all. I think that's everything I have to achieve here. Yeah, I've concluded that just now. I don't think because I'm not seeing any good reactions from people. Yeah, so he insisted while having people call police. Yeah, so he kept repeating himself saying, get out, yeah, no, not gonna happen, because it's not why I was there. So I had to watch things unravel because I don't always know what the Lord's plan is for me. I just know the basics and I apply it. I just execute the basics. But I don't have details, which is why he said that he will shock me and I will think I'm not qualified. So yeah, quite interesting. So I didn't expect what happened at all. So he then convinced everyone to leave the church. He stopped the mass. So he wasn't actually serving God anymore. He kind of switched that off. I never knew a priest would do that. He's the only crazy person I know so far that would actually cancel the mass to do his own will above God's will. So I thought, wow, This is so beyond what I thought was wrong with him. Yeah, I've never seen a priest stop a mass because somebody was in the church. That's retarded. And I was not disturbing because I never do that. I'm just there for the Eucharist. And when the mass is over, I can talk for a minute, which is no big deal, right? I moved to the front of the church waiting for him to restart the mass because that was his job as a priest. But that never happened. I guess serving the Lord really isn't a priority compared with me being arrested. Who knew? I didn't. Philip, African buddy who gifted me 50 quid the other week because I was running out of money, and the Lord suggested I ask them because they're quite well off, millionaires, they might not look it, but they have properties in the UK. One I know for sure is rented out, sold for profit, but all these people will lose everything. They've not invested in anything actually, because end of 2029 will mean there's no money on the planet. There's no money anymore. Okay, so if you're relying on fancy plans that have nothing to do with the end of time, at the end of 2029, you're completely mistaken. So there will be no money after that. Me, as Arcturian, I am here with a new financial system which will eliminate the reptilians from the picture because they will never actually access it ever. So the 1,000 years rule of the Davidic dynasty, so me and the Lord ruling the planet for 1,000 years, I don't know if that's accurate, but whatever, will be based on a lot of new things, including a new financial system. And it's coming from me. Me as the Arcturian version of me, not the me, human me, because human me doesn't know anything. I'm just observing, trying to keep up with the Lord. So the African dude tried to butt in between me and the priests. I thought, wow, that's weird. And convince me to not represent myself, because this is very important, guys, because when people interfere with what I am doing according to the Lord's perception, they're trying to cut him off, actually. When I know what's going on and I'm just reacting naturally to everything as I'm supposed to, because the Lord is expressing to me. So if anybody comes and interferes with what I'm doing, is them interfering with the Lord's doing. So that's weird, because I didn't ask anybody to come and save me. There's nothing to be saved of. Everything's going according to plan. It's the Lord's plan, and it's incrementally being dished out into the physical, manifested. Yeah, I just have to do what I'm told because it's quite complex and I don't have the details, but I just have to act from out of love, I would guess, out of having no interest of my own, and out of just being completely true to myself. So the identity, I cannot not be myself, because the way I've been built and trained for 12,000 years was so that I'm myself now. So I cannot deny myself unless I agree with a demon, right? So if I deny myself, I deny the Lord, and that influences what happens next, so that will cause problems. So I cannot deny myself. I have to represent myself. And this self is actually not just me, it's the Lord as well, the God within. So yeah, I did not enjoy having this dude randomly butt in the conversation. I was like, oh my God, just no. No, because you don't even know what you're dealing with here. He had no idea what's going on. That is what all men are about. Yes, they all butt in. They all think they know something when they know nothing. So I told him that he has no authority and that the Lord is trying to fix a church problem through me and that he should not get involved. I was straight to the point, guys. When I'm serious, you know it. Because if I was floppy when I stated this, he might have lingered or tried to enforce his own authority again, but he didn't do that. He actually backed off, which was perfect. That means I executed the plan. It can get complicated, but I don't actually have to think about these things. I just react naturally because that's me and I do have a backbone. And that's why I can recognize a backbone when I see one. Police came a billion years later and the guy told me to jump up as if I was a kid sitting on a chair. I said, no, thanks. I was like, what's so bad, man? He has 2 small children, so I guess maybe that was his way of diffusing the atmosphere. I had no problem with anybody. I was waiting for mass to carry on, but actually nothing was happening. So I thought, well, this is bizarre. Everything was bizarre. I said no thanks, so they then ambushed me as if they had to do that. And locked my right arm so I can't move. I did karate, guys, in case I was not freaked out. I was just thinking. The whole thing was so peaceful. You have no idea, because the Lord was trying to work through me so that I don't become distressed, right? Yeah, you don't need to be distressed when you know the Lord is with you. And he gave me a message right before this happened. Right before. I was at the back of the church when I was being confronted to get out and stuff like that. And then I noticed dandelion seeds, they're like puffs flying in the sky, whatever. 4 of those landed in my shoe, but they actually have a meaning in Romania. They are a lucky charm. So I thought, wow, that's cool, because the Lord will give messages that we understand personally. So that was the Lord's message. And I tried to think, 4, what's this 4 about? Because I knew I came across it before. What's with the 4? So I stood there thinking, what was the mention? Because it was somebody else's channeling, and I had logged it in episode 34. 4 traumas. That's what it was. So when I mentioned trauma, this is trauma, this is trauma, this is trauma, 4 times, and that he will be my safety net, that was it, guys. That was it. He gave the words for somebody else, and then he plonked dandelion seeds on my shoe. So sweet. And I did notice them because he pointed them out to me. Yeah. So I have to read The Matrix all the time just to be calm and peaceful. Yeah. Everything's important. Everything matters. Everything's a detail. Everything is on point. Because the details in this universe are actually perfectly aligned at all time by the God mind. You have no idea how much work that requires. I'm not even trying to understand it. No, it's too much, because you need an infinite mind to be able to piece it together. And I'm not an infinite mind. So yeah, just a creature. They placed the handcuffs on me wrong, which hurt my skin a lot, and I could not stand up straight in the car at all, because they were telling me to sit up straight. Yeah, okay, I can't. And then caused this stupid moment. And I was in that car, I have no idea how long for, because they weren't actually taking me where I was supposed to be taken, right? First they were waiting for others to come, and then they canceled it, and then they split, because they had 2 cars. They came from, I don't know, maybe different directions. 1 car each. So the guy took me. I lost track of time. I had no idea how long it took for them to even leave. Um, so when they were taken off an hour or two later, I have no idea, he admitted they were put on wrong. And I said, thanks. Don't give a shit, because you're a perpetrator, you know. If the Pope was hurt in any way, he would definitely have somebody sued or killed. Yeah, but I'm a nobody, so I get to suffer, you know. The police was definitely split in two. The guy was with me in the car waiting for pickup that he then canceled because the other team was stopped by a road issue, whatever. The girl enjoyed chatting with the priest and stuffing her head with lies. She got from him that he spread to every church member who listened. Yay! So all these people believe all the lies he says. Okay? And it's not just one church. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Wow. I'm enjoying myself so much. You have no idea. I have no idea when this will end and how. Because obviously everybody around me is not worthy of anything. They're not supposed to be receiving any help. Even though I'm extending it. You know. They'll be doomed. I'm pretty sure nobody will take any action. They will not save their skins at all. Nobody will. Yeah. And one day I'll disappear because I don't need to be here anymore. I think I'm just being tested now. That's all. I'm just being kind of upgraded slowly. But it's another month to go. So yeah. So the priest added 2 more items to the false accusations of me damaging property and disturbing mass, which I never do. Apparently, I was stalking him. Oh my god, when I heard that one, I was like, what the hell? What's wrong with this guy? But because in the morning he said he spent his childhood in 7 homes, I thought, wow. Only somebody that unstable would say I'm stalking him. I don't give a shit about his presence at all. And I've proven it so many times. I'm not interested in what he says. I'm not there for him either. I'm not there for the church building. I'm there for the people who wish to receive, who have ears to hear about the end times. That's all. There's nothing else. I don't care about anything else. And I'm definitely not stalking anybody. That's so stupid. I don't know, but when I heard this, because they came to my cell and told me that he's just added another, we must arrest you again for 2 new things. I was like, guys, I'm already arrested. Can't you see? I'm here with the toilet. We're gonna arrest you again for 2 new things. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, the whole time I had zero stress about anything because I understood it's all a lie and I understood the Lord's message. He gave me the dandelions. So I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. I have no words to express to you how much he loves me. Yeah. So he even added some mumbo jumbo ecclesiastical cord to the package. And the girl had trouble reading ecclesiastical. I was like, yes, high five. I'm with you there because it's all this bullshit. They're trying to sound so pompous. They're full of aberrations. If I already stated I'm the queen of the universe, what's the point in you trying to fight me with your ecclesiastical mumbo jumbo? You have no chance. No chance. Read the Bible. Read the Bible. Go to Revelations. I still don't know what chapter it is. Google it. Revelations, the 2 witnesses in the end times, okay? Just Google it. Read about it slowly so you understand who I am. Oh, God. I don't even want power. I just want this to be over, guys. I don't feel tired right now, but sometimes I'm just so Sick of it, because it feels like I'm getting nowhere with anything. It's like I'm not reaching the people because I thought that was the point. And now I have to stop thinking about the people because I think it's just about me. It's just about me being upgraded, and that's it. I think that's all there is. And guys, I love you. I can give you a billion pieces of information. I can babysit you all day. I can talk to you forever. Um, I can answer any question you have. Any. Just send me an email. mastersophiachrist@gmail.com. Just send me an email. Doesn't matter. I can reply. I can write. I understand. If it's in English, obviously. I can have it translated by Google if it's in another language. But I cannot help you if you're rejecting the truth, because that's rejecting the Lord as well. Yeah. I'm not going to chase after anybody. I don't care what you do with the knowledge I give you. I don't care. Because my future is already reserved. It's perfect. I'm a queen. I don't need anything from you. I don't even need anything from the police. Nothing. I don't need anything, guys. I don't even need clothes. I do want to dress nicely, though. I want some proper clothes for myself. But I'm just saying, right now I'm dressed like a pauper. I look stupid and ugly. And I don't know. I guess I'm making a bad impression. But the Lord already said that people don't see me as I am. They don't. They just see surface garbage, And I'm penniless. I can't even buy clothes. I have no money. I have 55p. The police counted it. I do have another £13 in my account, I think. But I've not paid my internet, even though it's still working. So that's interesting. I'm expecting it to stop working at some point. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Because the internet is actually 20 quid and I only have 13. So they tried to take it out of the account, direct debit or whatever, and it wouldn't go through. I can't fix that. Right. Yeah, I can't fix anything. I have no money, no nothing. So I had to answer a lot of questions around 1 a.m. That's how long it took for them to bring people in that were not even needed. So yeah. But I was up and down the whole time. I had food, I had a million drinks, never enough drinks. I used my very personal toilet built in. Apparently, it's the image is blurred around the toilet area. So yeah, interesting. Yeah, it was weird because there's nothing to do in a cell, so you end up with shallow breathing and bored out of your mind. I had magazines, but I only look at photography, so that was quick. It was like 10 minutes of distraction. Yeah, the questions were repetitive and stupid and implying a lot of lies, so I had to address the same lie repetitively. So it's like boring, really boring. But it had to be done. It took an hour. That was it. Chop. Nobody interfered with what I had to say, even though I had a lady called Angel introduced into the room second time, even though I said I don't want her. Yeah, she had nothing to say because I was in charge of talking. Just answering questions. No big deal. And yes, I gave them as much information as possible. I told them I have emails, I have proof of what's going on, where the drama is. There's no drama. I don't care what the priest thinks. I'm not after anybody. I'm just there to pass on a message that usually takes a minute or two, and nobody has questions for me because I really did want to have like an interactive session, with people to kind of give them more information. Like, what do you want to know? I can tell you anything. I'm full of information, guys. But no, nobody's interested in anything. It's England, guys. I don't know. These people are just not well. Most of them are drug addicts, meaning coffee addicts. And they don't know it's a drug. It's a legal drug. Just like alcohol and smoking. They just destroy the body. It has the same effect. They all have the same effect, which is drying. The smoking dries, alcohol dries, and coffee dries. And it's not just coffee, caffeine, any caffeine. So don't drink any caffeine because it's destroying your blood, heart, veins, internal organs. So yeah, everything. And especially the gums. Yes. I also had a pre-interview with a guy that looked like a mini version of a super tattooed Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel? I don't know. Yeah, American, right? I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, I've seen quite a few movies with him. Yeah, so if you imagine Vin Diesel but smaller, yeah, he looked like that. He's the inquisitive guy I mentioned at the beginning. So yeah, he was happy chatting. So I thought, well, why not? Who talked to me about a really creepy case he had of a demonic possession that the whole police force was creeped out by. She shrieked really loudly in a very awkward kind of environment where a nurse was trying to engage with her and stuff like that. So yeah, he thought it was demonic, and I said, yeah, it is because, and then I explained how Freemasons kidnap children and torture them, of course, because the torture, if it's sexual torture or beating up or slapping in the face halfway through a kind sentence, because they need to split the mind in many pieces, and each piece of the mind will then be programmed with different, kind of like an algorithm. It'll be like a different message, and they will switch between the bits of your mind, the bits. The trauma is the one that is splitting the mind, the brain itself, physically. It's a physical thing. So they know what they're doing. Like I said, they're reptilian souls and they're higher consciousness than you. So they know how to destroy you. And they've done it so well so far. If everybody believes that coffee is good for you, you're sick. You're absolutely sick if you believe that. Coffee's never been good for you. It was introduced in the 1800s, I think. There used to be coffee houses where the posh people were invited, right? And they made posters and they would put them everywhere and advertise it. So it started about 200 years ago in England. Wow. No surprise, right? And it spread out everywhere. Everybody believes that coffee is good for them. I don't know why they would believe that. It's demonic. It's completely demonic. I don't know. I cannot drink coffee. My heart beats so fast. It makes me feel like I'm going to die. And I tried, the only time I tried to have it, I was about 20 and I literally thought I was going to die. That's how bad it was. Because my body is a bit more sensitive to any tweaks in chemistry. So it comes with being higher consciousness because the Lord has tailored my body to be exactly as He wants it to be, right? Not just be open-minded, but also cleaner in terms of chemicals I'm allowing in the body and stuff like that. So I would always reset things. If I see something's not working or something's damaging, I can drop it and improve things, But anyone who believes the lie that coffee is good for you, they will never question it. They will never give it up. They will never even listen to an argument about it, because anything you would say, they would just go against it and say, oh, it's got antioxidants. I'm like, really? Wow. That's fantastic. Good luck with that. Yeah, it's a drying agent. It just kills you inside. So don't drink caffeine. We talked about the Freemasons because they're behind everything demonic. Yes, they own this earth. And the only hotspots, the only good places that are sanctified, are literally the churches and the monasteries. That's why they're my turf. My turf. And you'll see me continuously there for 12 years, okay? Everywhere. We seem to be on the same page. Obviously, I'm aware that I'm being monitored and analyzed to the bone because he told me that's why he was there. And he also told me that he observed other people as well, other cases, other behaviors, the way people function, because he's sent in to kind of make like an estimate, like how dangerous people are and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I was being monitored for, just playing conversation from one thing to another, and he would have to make up his mind about how dangerous I am, stuff like that. And I understand what you're doing. I'm not space cadet. I understand everything. It's not that I would tweak how I react because I'm smart and I know what's happening. But like I say, I have nothing to hide. So I would never use what I know about you against yourself. I would just speak the truth, whatever it is. I'm not attached to you accepting me or to you truly understanding me, because I know it's not possible. So it's kind of like I'm released from so much pressure, internal pressure. I can't expect you to understand me. I can't obey your command above God's command. And with that, it's done. It's like the rules are so simple for me. It all boils down to basics at the end of the day, which is why the Lord said you don't need to know all the information. You just have to know who you're walking with. So if I'm paying attention who I'm walking with, which is him, that's it. I'm sorted. It's probably hard to understand all of this, but it's just spiritual stuff, I guess, you could say. But it does apply into the physical realm because we're all physical and we're eternally physical. I'll be physical eternally as well. I will be in quantum state, but with a lot of powers and a lot of DNA activated, which you might not reach for another 2 billion years, or who knows, or never, But that doesn't mean that I will use my knowledge of you or what you're doing against you to cause you to have a wrong estimate of me. So I'm not a manipulative type. I'm just an open book. So it's completely opposite of what people might expect from me, because everybody's spread out complete lies about me. So everybody's reacting based on those lies. And unfortunately, you would have to be connected with the Holy Spirit to know it's a lie. And that's what I'm proving to you, everybody, that these people who think they are Christians are not connected with the Lord at all. And they don't understand me because of that. So yeah, I can't help anybody. That's why I keep feeling like I'm going around in circles and I'm not achieving what I hoped I would achieve, like reaching people's minds and hearts. I thought I was gonna achieve that, but no, it's not happening. I think it's just me being tested in the end. I think that's all there is to it. And once it's done, it's done. And then I'm moving house, getting my kids back, and starting the more serious mission, because what I'm doing now, it's not really what it's supposed to happen. Yeah, I'm supposed to be more anointed, have more power, and to not be stopped by anybody, which is not happening right now. So yeah. I was saying that he was not a real Christian. He just celebrated Christmas. That's the extent of what he knows. He knew nothing about nothing, but had no problem believing that I could be God sent, which is fine. It's just an opinion, so yeah, doesn't matter. The Lord's thoughts on all this nonsense. We are changing nothing. We're changing nothing. I was allowed bail with the condition that I'm not visiting any of the dear priest locations. They really believe that these locations will be mentioned and up to date on websites, which is actually false. I don't think I'll ever be checking any websites. I don't mind police listening to this. I don't care. I gave them my YouTube channel. It's all true. Whatever is there is true. It's from me. It's personal. It's experienced. It's not made up. It's my understanding. I have nothing to hide. I said that a billion times. Guys, you are not my priority. My priority is obedience to God, because He has all the power that He will give to me to turn things around for everybody. It's not about a police officer. It's not about a priest. It's not about a location. It's not about human laws. It's not about your perception of reality. None of that has anything to do with me. None of it. I can help you. I can transform your reality. But if you're not listening, I can't help you. I was told in the previous episode that I will have 4 dramas unravel. Today I received 4 dandelion seeds in my shoes, which in Romania are a symbol of luck. The Lord did say that He is my 4 times life preserver, life vest, safety line, safety zone. So this was channeled. That's why I had number 4, and I paid attention to the 4 dandelions, because I realized there was a 4 mentioned before. 444. Hey, the movie. What's the movie called? With the 4. Yeah, that's cool. So I did mention to the police that there will be 4 arrests. So I had 1. There's 3 to go. 1 a week, maybe? Yeah, sure. I can do it. And I'll be saved by the Lord every single time, because that's what the dandelion seeds are. Because I'm not lying, I'm not cheating, I'm not trying to hide anything, I'm not masking the truth, I'm not pretending I'm not the Mother of God, I am not entertaining any garbage from anybody. It's clean slate, guys. I don't have to worry about it. I'm just gonna be myself. That's so cool. That's what He meant by freedom. Yeah, I should probably write it down. Freedom to be myself. My Christ self. Fantastic, isn't it? Freedom. Because He mentioned freedom. He said that I need this level of freedom where I'm going. Meaning that I really have to trust what He wants to do with me. And it doesn't matter if I think it's creepy or dangerous or whatever. I have to take that out of my mind, because it comes from the devil, which is why I feel so at peace at the moment. I don't even know how this is achieved, but yeah, it's from the Lord. When you do His will, you're just going to receive peace. He also mentioned that. So freedom, inner peace. Which is why I tell people, connect to Him, talk to Him, just whatever you want to talk to Him. That's the new way of saying things. So I started today saying that the Lord just wants you to talk to Him about anything. Every hour of the day, talk to Him. It doesn't matter what you talk about. You could be talking about a broken shoe. Doesn't matter. Okay? Because that will hopefully one day allow you to hear His voice and have inner peace. There's a lot of drama coming for the Christians. They will be massacred. Because like I said, there's another race living on this earth. They are the reptilians, and they do not like losing. So when they will kill me in 2038, but they'll be resurrected after 3 days. So me and Joseph together, the two witnesses in the end time. After we're resurrected, the reptiles will be angry and they're gonna slash people left, right, center. World War III, yeah? Buttons will be pressed and boom, America will be flattened. Jerusalem, Israel will be flat as well. Bombed with bombs. There'll be bombs, yeah. So there won't be many survivors. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this off. I was dropped off home around 3 a.m. I fed my cat and went. Yeah, my cat was indoors the whole day. He couldn't wait to get out. Went straight to bed. My bed felt so comfortable compared to the built-in with the plastic mattress, plastic pretend pillow, and plastic blanket, right? Right. So yeah, because I was trying to be as relaxed as possible. I couldn't actually lie down the whole time, and it was not comfortable. So every once in a while I would get up and stretch or ask for food or drink or whatever. Yeah, it was kind of boring in the cell. It's very boring. I did not feel like reading a stupid book. I don't think there are books I would read ever. Yeah, I'm into visuals like photography and stuff like that. Home, anything home related, interior design, fashion, yeah, because I was a fashion designer. So anything to do with beauty. Yes. Give me more. But they had nothing. They barely had anything in their stash. So yeah, I was really bored. So I have to come back in 3 months' time, right before my birthday, to be updated on the ongoing case. Because apparently these things are kept open-ended sort of thing. Yeah, because once you're on their radar, you're always on their radar, right? Or to have my life revised, to check my diaper. I have no idea how these things work. I know that I will be back in the police center 3 more times before the 23rd of September. Apparently, according to the Lord, because that's what he meant. That he will be my life preserver, life vest, safety line, safety zone. I wonder if there's an extra interpretation in here. That would be the next one. Life vest. It's a vest. Next one is going to be a life vest. Don't know. It's all stupid. I have to go for it because there's no other way for him to give me more power. Did not like the advice the legal rep gave me. Yeah, I mentioned that already. The Lord pointed out to me that she was obnoxious, don't know if it's correctly spelled, and dismissive of me, even though it was my case she was discussing with me, you know. So whenever I'm trying to fill in stuff, because she was like trying to discuss the case, this is what they're going to be asking you about, okay, blah, blah. But every time she had something to say, she would say it, like, you know, imposing on me because she was so important. And I'm such a shit, you know. I don't represent anything, but she's so important that she's gonna just keep on talking to me about her crap. I told them I don't want any solicitor present. And I tried my best to compliment and explain to her that that's not how things are going to work. I'm not going to do what she's telling me. She was giving me some really bad advice. She was rotten inside. So I thought, man, why have you brought this in my room? What is this? It's a joke. She was kind of like a clown. They gave me one to present to me what the police has. Yeah, so solicitor. That's what they're called. I can never remember this word. I don't know why. It's probably because they're a waste of time. So I was given a solicitor to present to me what the police has and to advise me to not give the police any info they don't already have. When I heard that, I was like, that's so demonic. I could not stop thinking about the fact that she's possessed. I was so angry with her guts to tell me that. How could you advise me to be a liar? How's that going to save me? The Lord also pointed out that her clavicle on the left was not balanced with the one on the right. So yes, I was reading her body at the same time. I was sad for these people having to come all this way for nothing, because it was whatever, 1 o'clock or whatever. Yeah. So no idea what caused that. Yeah, her imbalance. I didn't ask anything. She was not in one piece. So that was the message, because the Lord is trying to always point out things that are wrong with people. So I understand that I don't have to agree with them. It's kind of like empowering me, right? So every time he's pointing out bad things about them, it's an empowerment for me. Yeah. So it's kind of like, you could say illumination as well. Yeah, you could say. These people were called at stupid o'clock to deal with my case. I said I don't want anyone in the room during the interview. They call it interview, but I don't know. Then as it started, they still sent Angel. That was her name, Angel Smith. It's so funny. To help me with absolutely nothing, because there was nothing to help me with. I don't know, they were treating me like I'm dumb or naive or something like that. I don't know. Probably because if I say who I am, they'll be like, yeah. Yes, I'm actually serious. I don't make jokes. I like sarcasm sometimes when I'm angry. But I'm not a joker, and I don't like wasting my time with bullshit. So, yeah. All I had to do was state the truth and explain to them what they had no clue about, so they can have a better image of what is going on. Why all this taking the piss from a crazy priest? You know, what's going on? So I had to tell them little bits, because I didn't get the chance to go into depth. I didn't have any of the documents or emails sent between the two of us and stuff like that. And they didn't even know what it was in the documents I got from the church solicitor. I had to go back to read the word because I can never remember it. Soliciting, asking, asker. No, I don't know how to link this word to something else, so I can remember it. Solicitation, solicitors. Yeah. So they had no documents, and they were trying to question me about a document they didn't know what it was in it. I was like, that's not good. I have it by email, and I have it on YouTube in episode 34 because I read it to you. So yeah, stupid statements, all lies. Nobody's taking into consideration the fact that I own where I'm going. I own the place, all the churches, they're mine. And they think they're theirs, but they're not. They're not royals. They're just servants. Yeah, they had to discharge me within 24 hours with the potential ongoing case. Okay. The whole process was extremely slow. They seem understaffed, tired, bonkers, some of them. I will be offered drink options. I would pick hot chocolate. Then she would come and give me water while holding back the hot chocolate. I had a few episodes like that. The food was microwave, which is not even funny. I ate radiated food. I was famished. Yes, because when you're sitting around and the time goes by so quickly, Now it was 7, now it was 11. I was like, I lost track of time because I usually use my phone to know what the time is, and I'm actually out there driving or home eating or whatever, dealing with the cat. But I would usually know what the time is, and I can predict the time as well. I don't know, it's like internal clock. I've got that. I also have internal barometer. Yeah, so when the weather changes, I get headaches from that, and they don't go away. So I have to take pills too. It's just ibuprofen and paracetamol, but they never go away, which is weird. I don't like that. I don't get it. I don't understand. It doesn't even matter if I drink a ton of water. It still doesn't go away. Nothing happens. So yeah, it's like a natural barometer. Pressure changes, weather changes, rain coming, whatever, and I feel it ahead of time, and I'm like, ah. And it's only like a day or two it's happening, and then it goes away. But that's weird. It's like twice a year I get this. Weird, very weird. Yeah, radiated food. I was not impressed, but who cares? I kept thinking, what else did I have to eat? I was like, I want to try something new. I had chicken korma. Portions microscopic, of course. Yeah, chicken korma. It was not that tasty, but yeah, whatever. I had a million finger and palm prints taken, my ugly mug face, and then I walked myself to the cell as if I was not even a prisoner. I think they were all laughing. Yeah, freedom. As long as I'm behind the bars. They're not bars, but yeah, metal door. That was funny actually, because they have a smaller hole in the wall to see at an angle, and they check you from that angle first. I don't know if it's to do with privacy with toilet. I'm not sure. But whenever they open something, they had air conditioning in the room, and even if I was like half asleep or trying to sleep or with the back at them, I knew that they were like sneaking to check on me, because the sound of the air conditioning would change direction in the room, so it would sound differently. So it's funny. Yeah, it happened a few times. Yeah, so they would peep in the smaller hole, and then they would come to the bigger hole on the door first. And from that, they would open the horizontal, what do you call that? Slat? No idea. It's a horizontal like opening where they can give you whatever. Big enough objects like food, drink, you know. They can fit their cardboard cups through that hole. It's funny because it's like an environment that is, it's so removed from reality. It's just weird. Like I wouldn't say creepy, because these people actually live their lives there, even though they're not the prisoners. They work there, but they have to subject their perception to that environment. Oh, it's all weird. It is weird, actually. Yeah, trying not to think about it. Yeah, because it's like a place with caged people. I mean, even as a not officer actually, because officers are quite mobile, but as oh, I don't know what they're called. It doesn't matter anymore. If you're working behind the glass as a with higher training or whatever, in charge of well-being apparently, or or I don't know. I don't know what they do. But even that is a cage, I'm trying to say. Because you're caged everywhere you go. And they've got things you can't touch on the walls because they're alarms and they're red bars and stuff like that. Don't touch that, don't touch this. Yeah, it's a very restricting environment. that I would never, ever live in or experience a free will as a free will thing. I would never want to work in there. I love nature. Not cages, that's weird. It's weird. They will not exist on the new earth, by the way. There will never be police on the new earth. So whoever's qualified as police right now, I don't know what they're going to do with themselves. Yeah, police does not exist in heaven on earth. People don't get locked in cells, and there's no crime because we would understand everybody from their perspective, from inside, from within. We would not have poisonous food and poisonous drinks anymore. We will not have people being undermined because that's one of the biggest traumas. That's what they're trying to afflict on me, right? All these people. Yes, so you will be accepted as who you are and guided so you can understand reality for real. Because this is hell on earth. Nobody understands anything here. On heaven on earth, everything will be completely upside down. So you will learn to exist like a real person, to have your own opinion, to state your opinion all the time, to not wait for somebody else to give you an opinion. So no robots. We're not going to have any robots on the new earth. Everybody will have freedom in every single way you can possibly think. So there is freedom, but there will never be illness. There will never be trauma. There will never be people killing each other. A lot less people on the planet because there will be no making babies. Yes, everything's gonna be geared towards purity in every way. And because most of you are archangels, so the women will be able to self-clone. Yeah, just like me, because Jesus is my clone. So, but he's God and I'm not, so he's superior to me in every way. But to actually have a body to come into, he will need a creature that is completely clean, squeaky clean, to be born of. But it's an immaculate conception, so that means it's cloning, right? But that's in your future as the bird people. You are the bird people, the angelic race. I don't know what else to tell you. It's the new earth reality is completely different. That's why I'm having to go places and kind of give people like a taster of what it's going to be like. And I can't even describe it too much. I'm just hoping that people will connect to the Lord a little bit more than before, and over time will hear his voice and receive proper guidance, because there will be trauma, like physical trauma, coming to you after you end up on the new earth, if you will. Obviously, if you're listening to me, you are obviously, that accounts for something. You're listening to my voice, so that on its own is being qualified to be brought to the new earth. What else did I say? All in all, sitting in and rotting in a cell is much more peaceful than confronting moron Christians. Yes, I would definitely repeat that. Yeah, I'm disappointed with the Christian community. I'm not even Christian, I'm saying Catholics in the UK. But I'm in the south, so close to London. Maybe other parts of the country are a little bit better. People are a bit more humble. I don't know. But these guys are just dead inside. Right, the new song is just planting a seed inside people's closed off hearts. I just realized that. I just connected that today in my head. Because I created the visual from somebody else's channeling like a few weeks ago. But I did not know what this seed was. It's literally telling people that God is inside their hearts, and that they can talk to Him many times a day about anything they want. And that maybe one day they will hear His voice, like real voice, actual real voice. Yeah. I can definitely add how He communicates to them: nature, Bible, people, visions, voice, inside your mind, dreams. Yeah. Bible, I did say, yeah. People, any kind of people, random people, strange people, strangers. Cats, glorious cats, happy days. My youngest wanted to see our cat, but I was in my cell and I had no access to the phone. So by the time I was kind of sad I wasn't able to respond to her on time. Poor baby, because she asked me like 4 times, please, please, something like that. So it's like, oh. And I didn't want to send the text at 3 a.m. in case I wake her up and she's not able to go back to sleep. So I had to wait till morning 8 or something to send her pictures of my cat, because they moved out with their dad thinking it's for good, but actually it's not. In my mind, I have to keep telling myself they're on vacation, because they are on vacation during summer at their dad's house. They've always done that, so it's fine. 6 weeks vacation. Me by myself with the crazy people. So she was telling me that her dad is buying 2 female cats instead of 1 dog. He's changed his mind so many times. Yeah, existence for him is kind of volatile. He's never like settling for anything. And that's caused by trauma as well. Yeah, I know his trauma's too as well. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Everybody's got some sort of trauma. He figured that cats might be okay living next to a very busy main road with a roundabout right as you come out of his cottage parking. Yes, I don't think he should plan to keep the cats indoors the whole time. They actually go crazy. I don't like cats indoors all the time. They just like, well, mine is waistcoat is it called? Cat waistcoat? Don't know. The black and white kind. And he gets antsy if he's been indoor for too long. He has energy and he's like starts to get funny ideas like, let me chew on your leg. And I have to watch his eyes and I have to watch his ears. And how he moves his head sometimes, because if he's about to chew on me, he's kind of preparing his mouth in a way. So because he bit my leg twice in the last month or so, because he didn't like something. He didn't like the fact that I'm not buying him biscuits anymore. So when he goes in the bathroom where I used to keep it, he remembers that it's not there anymore and he comes to my leg. It's so funny. So yeah, I have to watch it. But I'm just saying, it's not nice to have indoor cats, because they go crazy. At least mine does. Mine is half indoors, half outdoors, so I'm okay with that. And he's a boy and he's not castrated, so maybe those are some of the reasons why he's acting like he does. I don't know. But when he's out, he's just independent. He's on his own. I don't even know what bush he goes into. Well, I kind of do. It's across the road. One of the neighbors has quite a bit of bush and some sports cards and a business. Anyway, my cat goes in his bush there and he likes to just sit there and do nothing. Hopefully he will not buy anything by the time I get my girls back, or he will be left with 2 cats instead of 2 kids as replacement. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's a pets person at all, because he's not a kids person either. So yeah, I will have a farm, so that's completely different fish pie. Visits today, 3 visits. I went to the first church early in the morning with the priest that previously had his slave meddle with his cloak. Yeah, I spoke about that to him, told him off. I think he was surprised to see me so soon. I'm sure that the priests talk among themselves about my police reward for showing up in church. He sat down without waiting for the cloak fiddle. But then the little minion did mess with it afterwards at the back of the chair. So he felt compelled to bow back to him as a thank you because I was watching. I don't know if you understood what I said, but he was paying attention to what I said to him. So he's receptive. But he still was not comfortable with me being there. He expected men to kind of jump at me and get me out, which he was very happy with, but it didn't actually work. So yeah, it was interesting. I was not rejected the Eucharist by him, which is good. I think that nobody knows that the priest that is lying about me is actually not even giving me Eucharist. Yeah, because that's kind of appalling behavior from a priest. But the other ones don't do that. They never do that. They're all obedient and they don't have a problem with me having the Eucharist when they're around. So, yeah, it's quite interesting. So, there's gaps in their knowledge. They're just being fed their bullshit with, she's dangerous, with no explanation, probably. Don't know. So, yeah, it was nice that I was not rejected the Eucharist. I had it 3 times today. I don't want it, need it. I don't even know what I need. I just need to focus on what I'm doing, I guess, and have that peace. That's it. That's what I need. During Mass, the guy in front of me was signaling to his wife that I am behind them. So I knew already that he was going to block and insult me. I was right. The priest did not intervene. He's a bit of a snake. He doesn't want to get his hands dirty. And because I don't I don't know. I will address you if you are against me. And I think some of them are not comfortable with me speaking up, so they will not even come to me. See, that's what I'm trying to say. So it depends on how comfortable they are in their skin and how big of a bully they are as well. So yeah, they're all different, but they're all a bit parallel with the whole story. So yeah, I don't think this will ever be fixed. There's no proof. I'm not seeing any change. There's no change. Nothing's going to change here in this area. The priest did not intervene. He expected others to deal with me. The dude blocked me and told me to leave. He called me crazy a few times. He was quietly doing all the insulting because he didn't want to disturb with the noise out of reverence. But obviously, fake reverence, people. Fake divine reverence for who knows who. Because I am the Lord's, I and the Lord own the place, and we're appalled by his behavior, no matter if it is quiet or not. So I kept going and talked for a minute to the brick walls, and then the guy and the priest were laughing at the back of at my lack of success, not understanding that I am being tested for complete obedience while they are tested for utter stupidity. Because they are rejecting the Lord and the Queen of Heaven. Yes, sorry guys, I can't fix you. Second church after the Egyptian chat was uneventful. The message was super short, so I felt a sense of relief from people as I walked away. It was funny because they're like, not her again, but because I was so quickly done, I just told them to speak to the Lord more often. I think that's what I said. And I'm probably not going to warn people about the end times anymore. They can just suffer. I don't know. The Lord will have to correct me if I'm wrong. But because they're not accepting my presence as a whole, I don't think it matters what I tell them. If it's a minute or 10 or anything. Yeah, I don't feel discouraged. I just feel like I cannot change anything here. So yeah, I can't improve anything. People will just have to suffer, man. I don't know, because if you're not listening to what I'm saying, it's your reward. Yeah, suffering is rewarding. It's just divine. It's the way the universe works. You either go up or down. You're either happy or you're sad. You can't be both at the same time. You cannot serve two masters. It's always going to be the same. It's duality. So you choose where you're going. Third church is the super problematic one, the place where I was assaulted and dragged out last time. The church was mostly empty. The priest had no helpers for mass, but he did move the awkward chair I mentioned to him to turn around or move elsewhere. It was not on the stage anymore. So yeah, things are changing, but they're superficial garbage. Nothing serious. It's nothing inside, nothing heart related, So they might take one piece of advice and ignore everything else. He made me kneel to receive the Eucharist, so I thought, why not? Because they put, this is the only place they have this kneeling thingy, portable thing that you kneel on, to receive it. The Eucharist straight on your tongue, which is, I don't know, invasive. I don't know. I don't think he remembered my face from last time. There were a few women whispering, "This is the girl." I think they were looking forwards to see what happens at the end. I was not sure what to do because this priest doesn't end with "the mass is now over," because he's not British, he's Polish. So I looked behind me and asked, "Is it finished?" And I was told yes. It was also Latin mass. I didn't expect it. They didn't have organ player either, which was good. It was super quiet in church, and I felt like I don't want to disturb. So I did not get up there and shout, because there weren't many people anyway, and it was so quiet. So I thought I'll just quickly whisper something about heart connection and speaking to the Lord more personally, like about your day, not prayers, like robotic prayers. I did go to the front though and said that the Lord would like them to talk to him about casual stuff, to talk to him hourly, so that one day he can perhaps grant them to hear his voice, because that's kind of cool, isn't it? Just to hear him. Yeah, imagine the creator of all things just talking to you. That's very special, isn't it? All the while, the bratty woman from last time started to talk loudly over me and tell me and people to leave. I'm not allowed to stand where I stand, because apparently she makes the decisions in that church. A few came around me to push me out. Some African mixed guy was trying to befriend me to get me to comply quietly. Snake! I don't like snakes. They piss me off because it's like, I can see you're fake. I know you're fake. Why are you faking it? You want to be paid for your acting? Because I don't pay actors. After they got me out in the hallway, he said he believes me. Wow. I said he doesn't because he pushed me out the whole time. Such liars. I don't like these people. It's like, no backbone. No, none. No backbone. They're not serious. So why are you lying to my face? You've just proven that you're a liar. He noticed I was barefoot, so he accepted it as reverence. So he kind of like pointed that out to others around. like he says something along the lines of, she understands because she is barefoot. So he connected the barefoot with the fact that I was by the altar and it was special. The priest doesn't take his shoes off. But there was this what's it called, Mother Mary statue next to the altar. It was pretty cute, and she's standing on a cloud with her bare feet. So there I was, me, and I pointed to a few of the women and I said, "That's me. I'm Mother Mary." And one of them was like, "She's Mother Mary." And then she was cancelled out. And then I realized that her English isn't very good. She was like African or something like that. So I thought, oh, these people are kind of like trying to click with something, but then they're completely off the rails and contradicting themselves. So yeah, duality, bipolar minds. I don't know. I can't help anybody. I keep coming back to the same conclusion. He noticed I was barefoot, so he accepted it as reverence, but also said we would respect the Lord's will, implying that I did not come from the Lord. Again, bipolar. It's unbelievable. They would say one thing and then contradict themselves with the next sentence. It's like, because they're not linking the two together. You see, that's how bipolar minds work. It's like one thing does not imply the other, even though they're both true together and they do imply each other. So yeah, they never connect the second sentence with actual truth, which is weird. I notice it all the time, all the time. Even the people who think they're smart, they actually made the same mistake. The priest came to shove me out. Is that a comma there? I don't know. I asked him if he heard what the message was about. Kind of made him stop a little. I then told him it is about the heart and communication to the Lord. People are so fake and bipolar. They don't discern anything. They're just stupid robots. Love is patient. Love is this, love is that, and the other. But when it comes to applying or just listening, they fail completely. Nothing is practical for them, and that is super disappointing. They have no substance, no spine, no nothing. Right, I'm almost done. Sorry about no images. I don't know. I used to enjoy that, but I'm in a different mode. I might have to cancel the account actually, because it's sucking up my money. Random chat with the free-spirited Egyptian. I told him who I am after a couple of hours of talking. He called himself an Arab. I thought that's no good. I never connected being Egyptian with being Arab. I thought that's not the same thing, but they do consider it the same thing, which is weird. I didn't know Egyptians are Arabs. He showed me his ID and he really looked like those Egyptian statues when shaved. He was not shaved when I was talking to him, so I didn't see him as an Egyptian. And then he showed me the picture. I was like, my God, literally Egyptian face. Literally. As if it was taken from one of the statues or the hieroglyphs. Egyptian, like real Egyptian. He's a little guy. He was smaller than me. So, yeah, I'm surprised the Egyptians are so small. I think it's because of the desert, dehydration. Yeah, could be. We talked endlessly about his travels, his diet and lifestyle. His English was very basic, but I understood him okay. It was morning, so my brain was open-minded and at peace and calm. Oh my God, cat! My cat just jumped. Baby, no. I'm still recording, you know? Don't jump at me, okay? Okay? Okay. Yes. Okay. Don't want him attacking me. Uh, where was I? So we talked and talked. He was trying to make conversation because he expected the university to be open, but it was closed. He didn't understand why. And then he received a text about um, job center, like benefits. I don't know, something to do with probably receiving money, but he didn't understand. It was telling him to log into his account online. And then he said he has no internet. So I'm like, well, I can't help you. I didn't say that, but I just wondered what he meant. Why did he show me the text, you know? I just kind of explained what it means. I think he didn't understand what it means. I don't know. How can you not know how the system works? I don't know. Anything's possible. Um, yeah, English very basic. I told him no to Mecca Cube, where his mom was recently. He showed me a picture. I showed him a picture of me and the Lord, and he recognized us. He called me Miriam. It's correct. I think he understood to some extent what I was trying to tell him, because we had like a 2-hour conversation or who knows what. And then I told him who I am, you know, because he felt comfortable around me. So I thought, I don't even know how I connected that. Oh, yeah, because he was wondering what I'm doing, if I have jobs and stuff. And I said, oh, I just work for the Lord and I go to churches. Yes, that's where it started. And then I told him who I'm actually is, who I actually am. Um, he wanted my phone number when I left, so I gave him my email and YouTube instead. I don't like being called by people. Yeah, it's random. I also explained to him because his English is not very good and it's my second language, and me listening to a foreigner speak English is actually quite hard for me to understand. I said that I have to read his facial expression the whole time, and being on the phone with him, it will not have the same effect. I will not understand him, which is correct because I know that's for sure is true. Plus the fact that I don't like talking on the phone. So he said he works in a construction. He's kind of a nice guy. He has boundaries. He doesn't drink alcohol. But he was drinking coffee and a bit of smoking. And I said, no coffee, no smoking. He said he'll quit. He does have good boundaries with employers. Some can be rude and he knows how to cut them off. He likes to be on his own, going to college, so studying English at the same time. He was a bit skeletal, so yeah, quite tiny guy. He had strong arms, that was it. But he said he had trouble with inhaling things while working in the construction field, so I thought, well, don't do it then. He said he cooks for himself, which is good because a lot of people don't cook. He had gum disease, and I explained to him it's from coffee, and he was shocked. And I told him to eat more cucumber. He had no problem with that. He had said he will quit the coffee because he never used to drink it back home. It became a habit because of others who worked with him. Yeah, so his environment changed his habits. He recognized that. It was interesting because sometimes people are not, they're not reminiscing about where things started or what happened, what changed when, but he did. So I thought he was quite intelligent. He was trying to describe to me that when he was a kid, he always wanted to be free and have fun, like go swimming and all sorts of stuff like that, be sporty and active. He didn't like school. And I said, that's very good actually, because he doesn't have that programming of being a robot part of society, you know? And he said he's interested in studying now though. So I thought, man, that's fine. And he told me what his plans are. He sends money back home, so he wasn't here for money. He went to Italy as well. He went France. I don't know where else he said. I also had noticed slightly inflamed eye, right on the eye sort of thing, but only on one side, and some brown spots on his cheeks. His skin was actually too soft. Not as in, it was not bouncy, I mean. That's what I mean. Not bouncy. And I've actually met that before. I think it's caused by loss of minerals. Maybe he was older than me. I don't know. He didn't have white hair though, and I do. And I'm 43. I think he was younger than me. But he clearly had some problems. So slightly inflamed lid, lower lid, brown spots on his cheeks. Not too many, just enough for me to spot them. Definitely from liver failure. So like a beginning of liver failure. And because he has been smoking and drinking coffee, I told him to stop, and he said it's fine. He will. Yeah, interesting. It was an interesting conversation because I do not invite people to talk to me about stuff. Unless I'm in the church, of course, that's different. But he started the conversation because he didn't understand what the text said. So I was like, okay, I'll try and help you. And we would have some really weird gaps between conversations sometimes where we would just stare. Because we were in the town center and with nothing to do, Brits will just sit on benches and stare at others, kind of like pigeons, you know? And most of them will cluster wherever there's shade, if it's summer. So it was funny because the bench where I was had nobody because it was in the sun. But then he turned up, and then more behind us because it started to move. The shade of the tree moved. So it was funny. Yeah, we talked even about Brits and how they are dead walking. He said he doesn't like being fat. He never liked that. And I said, yeah, but these people never move and they eat too much and they drink coffee. They're obsessed with coffee. And yeah, I think it was an interesting conversation. I didn't expect it to go on for hours. I had nothing to do. And I don't have a habit of rejecting people. His English was hard for me too, but I was able to actually focus the whole time. So yeah, it was interesting. I can't believe I actually managed to understand him. It's funny. Yeah, it's like I had an extra sense switched on for some reason. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, he was a nice guy, very soft. Caring, you could say. He hugged me when we said goodbye. It was funny. I didn't mind it because I could tell he's genuine. Yeah, that's the word, genuine. Yeah, he's genuine. Yeah, I appreciate that in anybody. Yeah. So I explained to him that Mecca is demonic because he showed me a picture of his mom. And that he needs his own relationship with the Lord in order to live, because obviously he's the creator. He was kind of rejecting it, saying it's a good thing for me, and that he's okay to know that Jesus and Mary do exist in people's lives in Egypt. So he did identify with the whole thing. He knew who they were. I showed him pictures. Back home, yeah, so back home in Egypt, he was okay with that, with the existence of Jesus and Mary, but he didn't feel like he needed to be part of it, I guess. I don't know. He doesn't mind it, but it's not in his belief. So it's like he didn't have a personal attachment to the concepts, right? Right, so I think that's what it was. He just recognized it as something others believe in, like a presence, like, but he's such a nice guy. He should join us. I don't know if he understood my point. The language barrier was real. Yeah. Man, I'm slow with this recording actually. The Lord will permanently place me on the map. It's a YouTube channeling. The door that doors that are now open that are significant. You'll be flooded with positive opportunities, and where I'm leading you next will require you to move. That's the Lord speaking, right? Will require you to step out and listen to where I'm telling you to travel to. I'm kind of already doing that, but I think it's going to be a lot more. I've not moved. So see, there's more of the same coming. What you must do in these locations is follow my instructions. I know there will be money involved as well, gifting to people that need it, community, so they can carry on. So maintain your position of complete faith, determination, and resilience, as every element of the process will become clear at the right time. Fantastic. I'm leading you into an opportunity that is going to permanently put you on the map. I know, because I'm the queen, aren't I? A bit of a space cadet, but like he said, I will know at the right time, because I can't know some of the things in advance because he's testing me at the same time. So if I do this, then that will happen. If I don't do it, he will try and introduce it to me in a different way again, in the hope that I won't reject it or something like that. So yeah, it's like constant work. It's like never-ending work. From darkness to light. Write this down and call it true. It is going from darkness to light. This is another channeler who mentions this, and I knew about it, and I also saw it in my hypnosis. So it's quite important. It's going from darkness to light. It's true. Those who live in great darkness have seen the great light rise and shine, and let the glory of the Lord shine upon you. I'm knocking, my friends. The darkness will not overtake you. Light, glorious light is shone above the nations. That's me. He's talking about me. Like a beacon. That's me. In the night, shining on every dark place, riding all darkness and evil, ridding all darkness and evil, and waking up people. That's literally me. He's talking about me. Waking creation to its glory. You will see glory. Well, what did he say? From glory to glory. So he's taking me from glory to glory so that others can see it and follow in my footprints. You will see shiny things now, double bright. Me and Joseph. Joyously bright and shining light. Interesting. It's kind of like a rhyme. Look for the light. That's me. Look for me. New leadership team, I have your back. Do not despair. I have your back. I'm training you up. You are the leadership team. That's me and Joseph again. The ones who hear my voice and obey. These are the qualifications. Wow, this is it. Hear his voice and obey. That's all I have to do. When I said that nobody's voice matters except the Lord's, that's it. It's the essence of existence. Spiritual warfare increase. The reason why the spiritual warfare has increased so dramatically in your life in the past week or two, to the point that you are feeling in complete peace and tranquility, and then all of a sudden you are feeling turbulence and uncertainty and obstacles coming out of nowhere. The reason for that is because you are so astronomically close to receiving a complete breakthrough for what you have been praying about. The enemy is coming down on you like a ton of bricks because he doesn't want you to advance to the next stage. And with that, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm dead. Oh, it's almost midnight. Oh, not funny.